Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And boy, it felt like fall, maybe even late fall out there this afternoon. It was just cold throughout north central Washington. And now the clouds and the fog are moving in. In fact, it's been our case throughout the afternoon as our first of three storm systems moves in tonight. This looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from Wenatchee Heights in our cross camera. And you can see it. The mountains obscured right now. A little bit of snow falling in some locations. And that's pretty much in our forecast overnight. We do have a slight chance that we could see some snowfall. I think it'll be more of a rain event here in the Wenatchee area. You can see most of us in our viewing area won't pick up all that much snow, maybe an inch or two, and that spreads all the way into eastern Washington as well. But as I mentioned, things will get a little bit wet and maybe a little bit white. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A reckless motorist allegedly took police on a high-speed chase last week from Wenatchee almost to Quincy. Tiffany Gehring has defeated Dale England in the race for Chelan County Commissioner District 3. Though Republican challenger Jesse Jensen gained some ground since the election night count, 8th District Representative Dr. Kim Schreier has won a second term in Congress. And voter turnout for last Tuesday's election was just over 81% in Washington state, with Chelan-Douglas counties doing even better. We'll show you the numbers. But first, we begin tonight. 20 staff and residents at Christopher House in Wenatchee have tested positive for COVID-19, with results still pending for even more who were tested. The Chelan-Douglas Health District reported that earlier today. The health district also said they were notified of 2 positive tests at the adult care and assisted living facility November 4th and provided tests for the remaining staff residents last Thursday. The additional 18 positive results were determined on Saturday. Management at Christopher House said they are, quote, taking extraordinary measures to ensure our staff and residents remain healthy, unquote. Meanwhile, the health district is also urging all members of a Wenatchee church to get tested for the coronavirus after 2 of its members tested positive. The 2 people who tested positive attended services at Iglesia Emmanuel Bautista Church back on November 1st. The district says anyone who attended those services should seek testing and self-quarantine until at least November 15th. A drive-through testing event was held for the church Sunday, where 20 of the 50 people who attended the services were tested. The health district said results are not yet known for those tests. Well, a reckless motorist allegedly took police on a high-speed chase last week from Wenatchee almost to Quincy. 19-year-old Laureano Hansen of Fife is jailed on suspicion of stolen vehicle possession, DUI, and eluding police. Officers say Hansen was the driver of a stolen vehicle that fled from a police stop in Wenatchee, weaved in and out of traffic from East Wenatchee south on Highway 28, and finally crashed near White Trail Road after an East Wenatchee police officer forced it into a spin. Hansen allegedly admitted smoking cannabis before that arrest. Tiffany Gehring has defeated Dale England in the race for Chelan County Commissioner District 3. After the latest numbers from the Chelan County Auditor's Office were released on Friday afternoon, Gehring had 18,051 votes to 17,419 for England. With a 632 vote lead and only 483 outstanding ballots left to count, Gehring's lead over England is insurmountable. Gehring is the Chief Operating Officer for the Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce, while England is a Manson area orchardist. Well, though Republican challenger Jesse Jensen gained some ground since the election night count, 8th District Representative Dr. Kim Schreier has won a second term in Congress. Schreier, a Democrat, led by 24,798 votes on Election Day. By Thursday, her lead over Jensen had slipped to 18,463 votes, and after more results were released Friday, she led by just over 15,000 votes out of 405,000 votes cast. Jensen won in 4 of the 5 counties in the district, but Schreier won by almost 42,000 votes in King County. Well, voter turnout for last Tuesday's election was just over 81% in Washington state, with Chelan and Douglas counties doing even better with almost 85% of registered voters in Chelan and an 81.4% turnout in Douglas County. The state's lowest turnout came in neighboring Grant County, where just under 54% of voters participated. In 2016, also a presidential election year, just under 78% of voters in Washington state returned their ballots. Well, coming up next, Confluence Health Chief Medical Officer Jason Lake said maintaining good morale at Central Washington Hospital has been a challenge during the COVID-19 pandemic. While the state remains on guard for COVID-19, flu activity in Washington remains low, and the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife wants to simplify rules on training and using dogs to track wild cougars. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, Chief Health Chief Medical Officer Jason Lake said maintaining good morale at Central Washington Hospital has been a challenge during the COVID-19 pandemic. Lake told Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz a staffing shortage has exacerbated that challenge.
Morale, quite honestly, it waxes and wanes. In the very first part of this COVID crisis, there was a real esprit de corps. We're all in this together. Everyone's pitching in to help. The longer we get into this, 7, 8, 9 months, people have been working really, really hard and really long hours. And like I mentioned, we are short-staffed, so people get tired. And with that tiredness, morale waxes and wanes a little bit. But I can't appreciate enough the staff in our organization, the hard work they do on a day in and day out basis. And when they're called to do extra shifts, they step up and do it. And when they're asked to take care of an extra patient, they do it. And that type of dedication, even if it results in exhaustion and fatigue, our staff step up and do it. And I'm really appreciative of that.
While the state remains on guard for COVID-19, flu activity in Washington remains low. The State Department of Health says so far this year there have been 0 lab-confirmed deaths from influenza and 0 flu-like outbreaks in any long-term care facilities. Emergency department visits for flu symptoms are also way down from last year. The CDC says there's been a global decrease in flu cases as more and more people adopt masks and social distancing to avoid COVID-19. However, getting your flu shot is still recommended by health experts. The Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife wants to simplify rules on training and using dogs to track wild cougars. Dogs are instrumental in locating cougars that might pose a threat to the public, but the agency says previous state rules gave dog handlers little opportunity to keep their dogs trained and ready for cougar encounters. If the rule is approved, Fish and Wildlife will develop a roster of approved handlers to be called out as needed for cougar incidents. State residents can give feedback on the proposal by December 7th at the Fish and Wildlife website. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Hero banners, the colorful pennants that hang down from downtown Wenatchee street lamps to honor service members, have decorated Wenatchee each November of the last 3 years. 2 years ago, the tradition expanded to East Wenatchee. In tonight's feature story, Linda Haglund with the Wenatchee Downtown Association joined East Wenatchee Mayor Gerald E. Crawford last week to explain how the tradition came to the valley.
I got this idea from a little community out of Kansas that was at a Main Street conference. Emporia, Kansas has done this program every year, and I came home and I said, we have to figure out how to do this. So in true Main Street fashion, we share ideas, so they sent me how they do it, their application, how it's run, and I could tweak it and run it here. The first banner sold 3 years ago was I bought it myself to honor my father. So this was near and dear to my heart. He was a proud veteran of World War II until the minute he died. The first year, 3 years ago, we had 21 banners. Any proceeds we received beyond production of the banners went to the local Veterans of Foreign War organization, VFW. That also was near and dear to my father's heart. And then something happened right after Veterans Day last year. I call it took this program to a new level, and that is when George Turner from NCW Vets Serving Vets, the bunker, walked into my office. And Vets Serving Vets believe that veterans do serve other veterans and they serve their community in doing so. And he said, I want to help serve our veterans by helping you do this. And so Vets Serving Vets, the bunker, became our beneficiary last year. We went from 21 banners the first year to 63 banners last year. And this year we have 100 banners. So they will hang, 65 will hang in Wenatchee, 35 will hang in East Wenatchee. They're going up. And they will be up the month of November. The banners hang for 2 years. The family pays for the banners, and after 2 years, the families get to keep the banner.
Time now to take a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. I hope you had a great weekend. A little bit cool this weekend, some unexpected rain showers Saturday night, and then not bad yesterday with high temperatures right around 47 degrees. But I'll tell you what, temperatures didn't warm up much today because of that low cloud cover that just wouldn't go away. A weak ridge of high pressure did build in today, but the clouds moved in below it, and we just stayed that way all day with a temperature inversion because our temperatures didn't get that warm this afternoon. Unofficially here in the Wenatchee area, our high temperature only 40 degrees today, and that's 7 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. Overnight low 23, so we did start off on the cool side. Boy, it was chilly this morning. 33 was our normal low temperature, normal or record high. That was set back in 1989 at 70 degrees, record low 17, and that was 3 years earlier in 1986. We're still at 4 inches of precipitation for the year. That little bit of rain Saturday night with just a trace recorded at Pangbourne Airport. Sunrise 6:57 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:31. Let's take a look at how your Tuesday shapes up, and temperatures will be about like they were yesterday. We're hoping for a little bit of a warm up tomorrow. We do have some rain and snow showers in our forecast tonight and tomorrow, but things should clear out somewhat tomorrow, and that may allow Moses Lake and Ephrata and Quincy to get into the upper 40s, maybe 47 degrees in the Wenatchee area, 45 in Leavenworth, and 46 the high temperature for Tuesday at Lake Chelan. As we look at our surface loop tonight, we are seeing a cloudy sky. We will see that throughout the evening tonight. A 50% chance for mainly overnight rain mixed with snow. It sure feels like it could snow out there right now, but you can see almost all of Washington State inundated with those snowflakes for Tuesday. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning. We'll see about a 20 to 30% chance for maybe some leftover snow showers as they make their way east. Still some snow in the Cascades, and then as we get into Veterans Day on Wednesday, luckily the nicest day of our entire forecast period. We should see lots of sun on Wednesday, light wind and normal temperatures before the next round of moisture begins to move in. But in the meantime, our temperatures will be mild with highs on Veterans Day in the mid to upper 40s. For Thursday, there's storm number 2. Cloudy skies, a 50% chance for afternoon rain and snow. We're even looking for some heavy rain around the Forks area and Olympic National Forest. Could be some heavy stuff there. Temperatures will begin to cool down on Thursday as well. And then that system really makes itself known on Friday. A 50 to 60% chance for rain mixed with snow. Snow level about 2,000 feet, although it is showing snow here for central Washington. And once again, heavy rain in the southwestern part of the state. For Saturday, cloudy skies, a 50% chance of rain mixed with snow. That will move in later in the day. Snow level, though, up to 2,500 feet because our temperatures Saturday will stay about 45 to 50 on Saturday before it does cool off by the time we get into Sunday. And you can tell our snow level dropping to 1,600 feet on Sunday. Once again, we're going to stay with about a 50% chance for rain mixed with snow as this larger system begins to kick waves of moisture our way, and our airflow continues to come from the north, and that will keep us on the cool side as we get into the end of our forecast period. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. And for Wenatchee tonight, it's going to get a little chilly, 32 degrees tonight, a 20% chance for mainly morning showers tomorrow. Most of what we get will be overnight tonight, 47. Veterans Day on Wednesday looks nice with mostly sunny skies and 46, and then a very rainy 4-day period from Thursday through Sunday, a 50% chance of rain each day or evening with high temperatures in the lower to mid 40s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
In the heart of the Wenatchee Valley lies a unique Ford and Lincoln dealership. This is Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. Pat Armstrong Ford's mission is to exceed your expectations by taking pride in making your car buying experience as comfortable and timely as possible. This mission is consistent in every department, including parts, service, and sales. We are community strong and community safe in East Wenatchee.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Well, not if you're a Seahawks fan. If you're a Bills fan like somebody over here, yeah, you're a happy guy today. Seahawks laid an egg in Buffalo Sunday, falling to the Bills 44-34. The game not as close as the score would indicate. Russell Wilson was sacked 5 times, hit 16 times, threw 2 interceptions, had a couple of fumbles. Coach Pete Carroll says it's a hard time coming to grips with a game like that.
Well, what I would tell you is I don't recognize that game. We haven't seen us look like that, and it's a game that I don't have any place in my brain for it. We really had a hard time in the first half getting started on defense and on offense, and they made it look easy. And so, when you look at the end of the game and you see that they didn't even try to run the football, they just stayed with the throwing game and did a nice job with it, and they completed a ton of passes and all. It was just an unusual football game in that regard. We just don't turn the ball over like that, but we did today, and they capitalized on all of it and just made us pay. So it was the kind of game that we're just not used to seeing, and we got to make sure and put that behind us and get rolling. We got a lot of season left. This is the game at the halfway point. Really disappointed that we finished, whenever we finish anything, and we didn't finish it right. It doesn't feel right. And so we got to get back to work and get going. We go right back into the division and all of that, and we have to bounce and get back on track. And so we'll see if we can pull that off.
Josh Allen and the Buffalo offense did basically whatever it wanted to. They rolled up a 24-10 halftime lead. Allen finished 31 of 38 for 415 yards and 3 scores. Seattle also sacked him 7 times. Strange line there. Jamal Adams made his return to the lineup after missing 3 games with a groin injury. He said the defense simply has to do better.
Yeah, we just got to be better, man. We got to get on the same page, continue to communicate. We just got to be, overall better. As a group, and we're going to do that. Starting Monday, whenever we get back into the building. Just had a lot of mistakes and came out flat. And obviously, playing against a team like the Buffalo Bills, well-coached organization, they fight. And obviously, I have a lot of history with them. I knew all about them, and I knew what type of club this was going to be. I knew what type of fight and ball game it was going to be. We started off slow, and obviously, you can't do that versus good teams, so we got to be better.
Russell Wilson finished the game 28 for 41, 390 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. He says while the game didn't go their way, there's still half the season left to get better.
We just got to be cleaner. We got to be cleaner. We still had a great chance to win the game, despite it all. We were at one point we were down by 7. Balls I think around the 50-yard line. Defense gets a sack, they make a call and they get a first down or whatever, or I think it was, and then the next thing they score. So we had a chance, and despite it all, despite that it wasn't our best game, obviously we scored a lot of points, we did a lot of good things in that sense, but we also did some bad things. So we just got to eliminate those things, and I think stay focused on the mission. The reality is Seattle Seahawks are 6-2, and we're still in a good position to driver's seat to just still continue to win and continue to lead and just try to find a way to make something special happen.
DK Metcalf, a highlight for the Seahawks, caught 7 balls for 108 yards and a touchdown. Seattle dropped to 6-2 with a loss and will travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams Sunday at 1:25. Well, they didn't want to talk about it, but it came out in the postgame press conference that Pete Carroll has received a contract extension from the Seahawks. He reportedly agreed to a 5-year extension that will keep him in Seattle till he's 74 years old. Carroll says nothing was said because they've never really talked about any of the previous contracts in his 11 seasons with the organization.
I think in all the years I've been here, we've never really talked about contracts, I think for a gesture like this from Jody Allen and the organization and all, didn't at a time when everybody's suffering and struggling and all that. I mean, it was something that has been in the works for a long time. We've been talking about for way before all the issues that have happened, and so it finally came together. Just didn't feel like it needed to be talked about unless we had to, and so that's all.
Carroll, by the way, the longest tenured and the winningest coach in franchise history in Seattle. Well, checking the rest of the NFC West on the Les Schwab scoreboard Thursday night, Aaron Rodgers threw for 305 yards and 4 touchdowns. Lead the Packers past the 49ers with ease, 34-17. Despite Kyler Murray's 389 yards combined offense with 3 touchdowns throwing, 1 running, Arizona fell to Miami 34-31. Tua Tagovailoa completed 20 of 28 passes for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the Dolphins. The Rams had a bye this weekend preparing for the Seahawks, so Seattle still leads NFC West despite yesterday's loss in Buffalo. Arizona and L.A. are tied for second at 5-3. San Francisco's trailing the pack at 4-5. Well, true freshman Jaden DeLaura was up to the task for Washington State Saturday as the Cougars topped Oregon State 38-28. The Hawaiian completed 18 of 33 passes for 227 yards and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also ran for 43 yards and a score. In WSU's season opener, Deion McIntosh did the damage on the ground, carrying the ball 18 times for 147 yards and a score. Washington State returns home Saturday for a meeting with number 11 Oregon in Pullman. Kickoff set for this Saturday at 4 o'clock. You can watch that game on Fox. Also, the rest of the Pac-12 Saturday on our Les Schwab scoreboard, Tyler Show threw for 227 yards and a score, while C.J. Verdell rushed for 105 yards and another score to lead Oregon past Stanford 35-14. Cardinal place kicker had 4 opportunities from kicking outside, field goal tries. He was 0 for 4. Keaton Slovis passed for 381 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead USC in a come-from-behind win over Arizona State, 28-27. Jake Broussard rushed for 187 yards and 3 scores, and Colorado held off a second-half push from UCLA, downing the Bruins 48-42. Utah and Arizona, Washington and Cal canceled because of COVID. That's a look at sports news. We'll have news on Haley Van Lith, who's now with the Louisville basketball program, tomorrow, right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. That's sports news. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And yes, I'm a very happy Buffalo Bills fan today. Haven't come down yet. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Join me tomorrow for a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have your chilly forecast. Also, we'll have your latest news headlines, the latest in the ever-widening world of sports, including Pete Carroll's Monday news conference, reaction to the Seahawks' rather poor showing against the Bills. The entire newsroom is very sad today, except Grant, who is very happy. Plus, we'll have everything else you need to start your Tuesday, which is live and local right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Yep, still in a good mood. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
The 2 hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with 3rd-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. 2 more reasons when it comes to buying a truck. There's no reason to leave town.
As we prepare our feasts of Thanksgiving, settle in for the game, connect with loved ones from across the country, or across the table. LocalTel wants you to know we are grateful for the communities we share, for our dedicated local employees, and most of all, for the customers we serve. Thank you and happy Thanksgiving from your friends and neighbors at LocalTel.
I'm Jenny Kerstetter, and you are watching the NCWLIFE channel.